Hey, thanks for coming back to KG's Garage. Today I'm working on is a 2008 Pontiac G8, and I'm going to be replacing the starter. It's giving me intermittent problems, so I'm just going to, I bought a new one and I'm going to put it in. I can show you where it is. It's right here. Alright, so we are on the passenger side underneath the vehicle, and the starter is right here. Tiny little starter. It's got a heat shield around it. First thing I need to do is lower it down and disconnect the battery, because it's up in the air and I didn't disconnect the battery. I totally forgot. So I don't want it to be arcing on anything. And it should just be these two bolts. And it's these two bolts right here. Those come out. And there's some wires on the back of the starter that comes off. And that's it. And then in a future episode, I am going to figure out where all this oil is coming from. Hopefully it's not the rear main seal. There's a lot of oil over here. You see I'm missing this cover. Whole oil pan. Well, it's wet over here too, so maybe it might be the oil pan. That would probably be easier. Oh, I could look. I can see right here. It's leaking from that right there probably. Or the oil pan. But that's another day. That's another project. All right. Well, let's get the starter out. So the battery's dead. If you ever have the problem where your battery's dead and you need to get the trunk open, let me show you what you do. Come to the back seat. There's a little button up here on the back seat. There's a little button, red button, push that down. This middle piece comes down, right? Put your cups in there. But then there's this little yellow glow in the dark thing. I don't know if it does glow in the dark. But you pull it and it releases the trunk. Yeah, it is glow in the dark, look. See that? So then your trunk opens and you open your trunk. And on the G8's the battery, there's this little cover here. Take that little cover off, and there's your battery. And I'm going to take the negative one off. I think it's like a 10, and just pop it off. Like that, get it away. Get it away from the terminal. Just put it up here maybe. There. You still don't want it to touch anything metal. Let's put it back on the air. The shop's a little crowded now. It's present storage, Christmas present storage area right now. So we got all these Christmas boxes in here. It's the hideout. So here's the starter. Looks like a 13. Now I'm hoping that it comes out and the header's not in the way. Okay, both are out and still there. So it looks to be like there's a screw in the shielding. There's one over there too. So it's a shielding. It's bolted somewhere else. Where does it come down with it? Oh, I need to take this out. Take this little plastic cover right here. Yep, it's gonna come out. It's basically just falling out now. Alright, so let me show you what's going on here. I got the starter out. That's a good thing. I think I had a lot of problems. This power is the positive. Goes behind, and this here is just the oil sensor. I disconnected that. Goes in between the oil pan and the transmission lines. That was giving me a problem. I don't know if that's how it's supposed to be. This engine has been out. I do have another G8. I might try to crawl under there and see if I can check out and see if this is the way it's supposed to be. If this is the way it's supposed to be, I'll leave it like that. But I think it would be easier to put the starter in if this went on the outside of the transmission lines. Because that was giving me a problem. I couldn't really move it that much because this was getting jammed in there and it didn't give me much movement. The other thing I want to show you is, so here's this little black thing. This was fun to get out. I didn't break it, so that's good. What does it go like this? It goes like that, right? So shield. So that was there. I had to pry that off a little bit. And then you have the heat shield. It's held on in 3 spots. I was able to get this one easy. This one not so easy, and then I didn't realize there was another one. What I used was, looks like a T20. So you use this little thumb wheel deal with the ratchet on this side just to break it loose. I was able to get in there, and then I just took it up by hand. So now I just have to do the reverse. I'm going to clean this up because this is all nasty. Get a little oil off there. Alright, so here's the 2 starters next to each other. They're actually the same model number. Here's a new one. 92202-964 Mitsubishi. So they look exactly the same. I did have to use, the old nuts from the old starter. The new one didn't come with them for some weird reason. So I'm using the old nuts. So anyway, that's the old one. I'm going to put the new one in. So I'm going to leave this power cable in between the oil pan and the transmission lines. That one. Alright, tight. Want to make sure the bottom one is tight. Okay, I got the starter in there. I was having some issues with getting the starter in. It wasn't lining up. There's a wire loom that was above that was getting sandwiched in between the block and the starter. It was pushing it out of the way. So got that out of the way. Also the lovely heat shield was causing me issues trying to get it in there. So bent the light where it would let me in there. Got the 2 bolts in. Put the bolt here for the cover, and I put this plug back in right here. So that's it. Now the next thing is we will bring it down, connect the battery, and start it up. One other fix I need to do is exhaust is leaking from somewhere on this cat. One of these cats. You can see they're nicely flattened, but I think this split right here. So I'm gonna get the welder and just zip there. Probably zip on the back side. If I see any other holes, because what's happening, exhaust is coming out and going into the cab. This kind of sucks. It's nicely patched. It's the lowest point of the car, so. All right, I'm gonna open up the garage and I'm gonna see if the thing starts up. Here we go. Alright, well, that was it. That's doing the starter on the 2008 G8. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe.